Hi again, everyone, and welcome back to Hollow Knight with me, Kid K. Mirai. Let's hit it and get started once again. When we last left off, we had just learned a brand new move from a fellow called Nailmaster Oro, and we had recently entered a somewhat new area called Kingdom's Edge. So we're going to continue our trek around this place. I'm just going to check on my charms. I'm actually going to, at this point, take my stink off and do that. I actually ran around a little bit without you guys to get a few new Hunter's Journal entries that I can show you, and so that's why my charms were a little different. I took off my compass because I didn't need it. I know where I am. I got the ones for the Husk Hive. Did the hivelings build their nest around this sorry bug, or did the bug squeeze its body into their nest? Either way, they seem happy enough together. And the big guys, the Hive Guardians, like their smaller kin, their only instinct is to protect the hive at any cost to themselves. Somewhat clumsy, they'll often damage the structure of the hive when charging at intruders. Does this cause them shame? I do not know whether they have the capacity for such a thing. I don't know if you noticed this because I wasn't really drawing attention to it, but some of the structures inside the hive were breakable, but only by them. One of them did break that wall that was keeping me away from the mask shard, but sometimes they would break platforms also. I already showed you that one, and I got the one for the Great Hopper. The hunter actually thinks that this guy is a worthy foe, so that just goes to show it's a pretty terrible enemy. And these guys are just full of blood stolen from other beasts. But he does say, if you hold it above a fire, the belly will grow and grow until it explodes in a steaming shower of fluids. The hunter must have done a science about that. And I still haven't got the primal aspids just yet. The boo flies, meanwhile, are just regarded as easy prey. They're not challenging at all. And did I get anybody else? Oh, this one was an interesting one. I went back for the some of the ones over in Ancient Basin by where the broken vessel was. And here's what he had to say about the infected balloon. The infection creeping through the kingdom's dead veins. Does it have a mind? Does it produce soul? Is it truly alive? That's an interesting thing to think about. We already saw that. And this is a really funny one. The Maulurks, remember those things? They just sort of spew infection. How did this foolish creature lose its legs? I suppose it's possible to lose anything, if you really try. Encouragement from the hunter about how you can lose just about anything, including your legs. So, let's take a look at our map. We're actually going to continue to the right because there is an exit here, even though Cornifer hadn't been there, so you can't see it just yet. And then we're going to continue on our way up and down and all around Kingdom's Edge. Ominous. That almost looks like a Great Hopper, but it's wearing clothes. Stronger brothers. Oh, that's interesting. I'm just gonna beat the crap out of this. Why is it so quiet here? Gee, I wonder if anything's gonna happen because I'm doing this. I wonder if I'll regret it in any way. I regret it. But don't worry, I can get away. That's just sort of like a little extra thing, actually. It's stronger brothers. I don't even have to venture away from this and they can't get me. I'm just gonna... yeah. I'm a jerk, remember? And there was a broken floor there. My comeuppance for being a jerk, I suppose. I forgot stalagmites were even a thing. Or stalactites, I guess. More broken floors. Jeez. That's pathetic. I heard a grub. Not up there. We're gonna have to find this grub, though. We couldn't possibly let our little friend go unsaved. Those guys just came out of the walls. And you. Don't think I don't see you there. Guys, I screwed up. You probably noticed that little hiccup there. My recording software stopped recording. And I did not realize that it stopped recording. And I recorded like another half hour worth of playing. And I, discovered some things and, found some things and got kind of far. And then just suddenly realized that there wasn't the little, counter telling me how long I'd been recording up in the top. And so I came all the way back here to sort of show you from where it blipped and cut off my recording. But along the way, I am going to redo it all for you. Just, it's not going to be brand new, because there's going to be some things broken and some things already found that, I can't discover now. But, yeah, let's just get going. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what to say about, being able to fix it, because I really can't, because I just lost the recording, because there wasn't a recording. But onward and upward. Alright, I don't want to be upset about it. I hope you'll enjoy what's going on anyway. You can see I got all this map that I didn't have before. But yeah, so we basically, this whole area here that you come through, this was another floor to break. So you fall through that, all the way down here. Went through that. More stalagmites, or stalactites and these things. There was a grub here. So you missed my happy dance of the grub. And I'm actually not going to go down and do this part again, because there's really no point to it. All that's down there is money. But, in here, it was basically another place with a whole load of more floors to break, and it led down to a giant pot of money. That's basically all that it was. Funnily, though, the giant geo rock that's down there has 420 geo in it. So yeah, I did make a very cool and hip 420 joke when I found it that you will also have missed. Anyway, here we go. Through to the next place. Alright, that's just more slides. I get to be a jerk to this guy again. Before I go anywhere near where there's a bunch of primal aspids, let's get healed up. So, one of the things that I talked about while I was climbing this area the first time was that, we usually do our, sort of state of the story kind of stuff. There isn't really too much to report since last time, because we've had some shorter videos recently, and we've kind of been, talking about the story as we go. But one thing that I wanted to point out that was a thing that I was thinking about when I was playing for the first time was the fact that you probably remember when we were accosted by the dreamers and pulled into the dream world and had to be gotten out by the seer. One of the remarks that the dreamers made was that they thought that the knight had been sort of summoned to the kingdom by a call, and they wondered if it was a call from the vessel or from the captive light. And I recalled that we had just recently fought a creature that was known as the Broken Vessel. And when I was playing the game for the very first time, I sort of associated, since I saw that word again, I associated that word with, this from the vessel or the captive light. So thinking, okay, so we've got this, the scary icon that's now on top of the Black Egg Temple that's reminiscent of the statue in City of Tears of the Hollow Knight. And, it just got me thinking about a vessel. So there was a guy called the Broken Vessel, and there's, this seemingly larger creature, but also with sort of a similar head shape to us, just big, sort of more pincer-like. So I started to wonder, okay, so these little creatures that we've been seeing around and the knight, are they called vessels? And, kind of interesting, because if you remember, the hunter said in his entry for the Broken Vessel something along the lines of, "Where are you, Broken Vessel? Where are you?" It looks a little like the bugs of Hallownest, but not quite the same. So, are we vessels? Are we from another place? And I started to wonder about that. Now here I found a charm, and I remarked about, look at this really cool, guy in the scenery. The charm that I found is this one here. It's called Quick Slash, and it's born from imperfect discarded nails that have fused together. The nails still long to be wielded. Allows the bearer to slash much more rapidly with their nail. So I was talking a little bit about the scenery storytelling here is almost, because you can see there's like really large blades there. I wondered if this person now dead and part of the background was perhaps a nailsmith, and this was their forge, similar to our friend the nailsmith's forge, but this guy was maybe not as good at doing it as our nailsmith, and so had a lot of discarded blades. Or maybe they were just as skilled and renowned, but they died, and so their work was left unfinished. So this is just another example of Team Cherry's good environmental storytelling. Okay, still headed upward, trying to sort of get out of this area that we dropped into after going through Oro's bench. There was scaffolding here, and we've ended up back at this area much closer to the beginning of this section of the game. So this time, instead of continuing over to the left, we're going to hit this top exit and head over this way, because I have another thing to show you that's worth marking on, and that is this weird thing up here. This is a barrier that you can't get through for love or money. You can't use the dream nail on it. You sort of rebound back off of it. Spells don't do anything to it. So that's a place that we can't get through. Yet. Now, every other time we've run into something that we can't get to, there's always been a yet attached, and yes, we will be able to go through that gate eventually. But we do need yet another mobility item. Hoppers for Geo and Soul and Fun and Profit. And then that wasn't a thing that you could break. And through that broken floor there was a Wanderer's Journal on this guy. But his corpse doesn't say anything. Or their corpse doesn't say anything. So come up through here. Where we're gonna head for is that bench that you don't know about. But first of all, over here, I'm just showing you where I've been. but quickly. There was another grub here. So, yay! Got another grub! And I remarked that we are going to get so much money when we... Well, that's one way to get back there. We're gonna get so much money when we go and finally see the grub father. These two assholes appeared out of nowhere when I came over here. You know what? Get wrecked. Okay. Fine then. But, oh boy. You know, today is, I guess, just a day of not doing too good. But, guys, I want you to know I'm trying. I'm sorry that I lost my recording. I'm like, I said I wasn't going to get upset about it, but I am kind of upset about it because I wanted you to see stuff. Also, there's going to be a whole thing that I don't know if, you know, it's going to be a problem to recreate it because I don't... met a new NPC, and I don't know if they're gonna go through their dialogue with me again. Probably not. But, we'll do our best. Okay, so we're gonna go up here. And there was this sign with the bench symbol on it pointed upward, but there was a ceiling to break here. So, up here we found a Wanderer's Journal with these guys, and sat on the bench. And as always when I see corpses lately, gotta dream nail it. This ash trapped. Ash. This is not snow that's falling. And now that, you know, I assumed it was snow first time I played, but then after reading the word ash and coming to think about it, it really, you know, sort of doesn't really look like snow. It looks like flakes of, you know, not snowflakes, but you know what I mean, like ash, more so. But, who mentioned ash to us? That's right. Hornet mentioned ash to us. Soon, my friends. Soon. We will finally find out what happened with Hornet. She told us to meet her at a place called the Grave in Ash, or she said, well, she didn't really say to meet her. What she said was, seek the Grave in Ash if you want to know what's going on, you know, kind of thing. Like, if you would, you know, seek to do what she thinks we're going to do, which the player doesn't know what that is, but the knight apparently does, or Hornet thinks the knight does. Then we were to seek the Grave in Ash. And as it turns out, that's where we are. Now we're just gonna travel upwards. Collecting more Geo and Soul from... I like that this room is full of both primal aspids and boo flies. It's like one of the worst enemies versus one of like the cutest, most docile enemies that, you know, you should kind of feel bad killing if they weren't infected. Okay, this was actually a secret wall up here. But traveling up here. Kind of looks like a tail. Oh ho 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 ho. I think we gotta go find out who that tail belongs to. Which, to do that, we just gotta continue upward into this deadly place of aspids. That was pretty clean, if I do say so myself, and I do. I do like, though, how you know when one is coming up, because they have, like, that little, you know, flying around noise that they do. Butterflies, so we gotta come over here. And we got 3 minutes left. Oh, you know, the thing for the life seeds. The bright liquid inside of these little fellows is delicious, and drinking it will make you feel stronger. I wonder how my own innards taste. Would it be a heinous thing to try and drink some? Don't drink your own blood or goo or whatever you have inside you, Hunter. That is... I wouldn't say heinous because it makes it sound like it's sinful, but... Jeez. Gross. Like a self-vampire. I don't even want to know about that. I'm sorry that I read that. Gross. Sometimes the Hunter has great thoughts and sometimes he has terrible ones. Okay, so... You saw them just appear, right? Okay. Just making sure. Oh, I'm just gonna fall all the way back down. You know, I gotta waste your time even further. I gotta waste my time even further. Actually, you know what? I'm not wasting your time. Your time was not wasted. You're watching this video wondering, why is she complaining so much? Yeah, I'm gonna fall again. That's the stupid fall of the game. Oh my god. Okay, let's hope that no more aspids just suddenly appear. I'm kind of feeling a little done with them. The sleeping voice sounds rather like the person with the tail. Hello. Yeah, okay, this is gonna be a problem because this guy named Bardoon actually had some really good, lore to tell. And so I don't want you to miss out on having seen that. So hold on just a second. I'm gonna do something and I will be right back. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do to rectify the problem that was my shitty software, messing up my recording. Since otherwise you'll miss out on some pretty important stuff, I just got up the Hollow Knight wiki and I'm just going to read you what Bardoon's dialogue was. Okay. Tiny thing. You climb high. Seek then knowledge of these lands? This ashen place is grave of worm. Once told, it came to die. But what is death for that ancient being? More transformation, methinks. This failed kingdom is product of the beings spawned from that event. So, we have this... He also mentions it's ash, and he confirms it's a grave. And it's this thing called worm, W-Y-R-M, capital W-Y-R-M, since, you can't see it written on the screen. But this thing called a worm came here to die, and this is its grave. And what Bardoon thinks is that it didn't really die so much as transformed. So, and mentioned it's a failed kingdom, and it's the product of the beings spawned from this event. Next thing. This falling ash is molt. The worm's corpse decaying. Endless. Serene. Sad. With its like gone, the world is smaller. So what we're actually having fall down all around us is the decaying and flaking off body of this creature called a worm. Next thing he says is, don't mistake, I am not a worm. Oh, too small I am. Too many limbs. No foresight like those old things. And then next. For quiet retreat did I climb up here, away from spitting creatures. Even Bardoon hates the aspids. Yes, high up. Away from simple minds lost to light. Theirs is a different kind of unity. Rejection of the worm's attempt at order. I resist the light's allure. Union it may offer, but also a mind bereft of thought. To instinct alone is a bug reduced. And then his exhausted dialogue is the one that you can still see here. Be on your way then. It's rest I'll return to, though in these times sleep oft proves uneasy. And also there was a cute thing because I smacked his butt, and he says, "Is it you bothering about my tail? Rest is somewhat disturbed, but I find that sensation not unpleasant. Ho ho ho." So he doesn't mind you smacking his butt too much. But there's a lot to unpack here with the mentions of this creature called a worm. That's the first time we've heard of anything like that. And he just basically dropped on us some pretty precious information about... Oh, and he just goes back to sleep. About the infection. He says he went up there to get away from minds lost to light. And that the light, provides unity, but that it robs you of your thought. Do you remember Mila and how when she started to become infected, she mentioned light and staying where she was until light blooms again? So, what Bardoon just said to us confirms that the infection, and again, I'm explaining this not because it's perfectly 100% spelled out, but because this is sort of what I was thinking when I was first playing the game. And because that's sort of where the story breadcrumbs are leading us. The infection seemed to me when I was playing that, oh, okay, it's light-based. She starts talking about light as she's getting infected, and Bardoon just said, mind's lost to light. So what else could it be? Also, you have the fact that the dreamer said from the vessel or that captive light. So it started making me think that perhaps, if the infection is light-based, then perhaps vessels are creatures that were made to contain it or hold it captive. Something like that. But how can that be? How does that work? When the infection seems to be spreading all throughout the kingdom. So, Bardoon just said that this was a failed kingdom that was the result of, this creature called the worm. But what we know, or what we knew, was that we had this, noble king that was the ruler of Hallownest, was worshipped, and you would think has been being, worshipped and has been the king. So I started to wonder, okay, so there was this creature called a worm, and it either died or transformed, Bardoon thought. And this kingdom is the product of that death and transformation. I fell, but I didn't mean to. What I meant to do was go this way. Actually, oh no, wait, hold on. I was mouthing off so much that I forgot to do something. I'm gonna just change up my charms a little bit. But, so, big, lore information. I'm not gonna need my compass because I'm just going to the right. And we're pretty much back to where I was when, I realized that my recording was being lost. So, so here we are again, guys. From here on out, you're seeing things anew, and so am I. Good job, me. I did that a lot faster the second time. So yeah, so very interesting. Also, remember, since we're talking about a little bit about, vessels and, the vessel or the captive light, the broken vessel, am I a vessel? Remember what, Dung Defender said in his Dreamnail dialogue, the phrase, so there were others. So the Dung Defender knew about you know, what we are, and sort of suggests, okay, there were others besides what? You know, like, you know, the knight's presence made him say there were others, so we are another vessel. So did the Dung Defender know, you know, what, sorry, I was just checking something, you know, what was going on here, who we are and what we are, and does he mean that there were lots and lots of vessels, which sort of comports with what we've seen so far. I went back and looked at that because the one last thing that you missed, just, you know, because my recording got broken, but I promise after this I'll stop complaining about that because it's all going to be new, like I said, was there was one more surprise at the end of that room that you missed, but it's okay because it's going to be a surprise for you in this room instead. Got quiet, huh? Who's ready? It's Hornet. Hornet was waiting up at the top of that other room, and she predictably ran away, like she always does, with her little tap, 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 tap feeties. And so we follow her. And here she is. We are finally seeing Hornet again, after so many videos. Aren't you glad to see her? I'm so glad to see her. Hornet, you're great. You're very good and great. I'm glad to be here. I missed her voice. So, you'd pursue the deeper truth. It isn't one the weak could bear. Right? Because she told us if we would seek the truth, to seek the graven ash. Uh-oh. Prove yourself ready to face it. I'll not hold back. My needle is lethal, and I'd feel no sadness at a weakling's demise. Uh-oh. Show me you can accept this kingdom's past and claim responsibility for its future. Hornet, not again. Nope. She is a lot faster now. Just gonna take it easy. It's not worth trying to go fast with this, and so I am not going to. Because she does a lot of her same moves, but also different ones. Whoa, and she shoots that further. I deserve that. I said don't go too fast, and then I did anyway. Now she sets spike traps. P.S. Bitch, stop. I'm sorry I called you bitch. You're great. Please stop hitting me. Stop setting spike traps, Hornet. Stop it. I will not be surprised if I die here. She is setting way too many of these traps. And my thorns, by the way, don't get rid of the traps. Oh no. Yep, died. I knew that was gonna happen. Oh no, oh no. Well, now you know that she's there. That was only my second death in the whole game though, guys. I'm not really that embarrassed about that. She's tough to beat. Yeah. Well, I have to go over there and I have to get my shade at the very least. Yeah. I'm gonna go try again. She said, oh, and it's all blowy now. Hello, my shade. I need my money back. I have a lot of money that I would like to not have lost. I'm gonna keep trying. Yeah, let's try it again. Come at me. She's like, oh, I will. I want to say it doesn't help that Penny is like staring at me right now because I owe her her nightly yogurt snack. Yeah, and I died again. Hold on, guys, just a second. I have to go get my dog her snack. All right, and again. Let's just get rid of some of these traps here. I'll let you have those ones over there for right now. Until I get... Oh, come on, Hornet. Cut it out. Hornet, come on. Can't we be friends? Like, I consider you my friend. Like, why can't you just treat me like I'm your friend? Why are you always trying to kill me and make me prove myself, Hornet? Like, really? Like, why do I have to prove it this much? Oh. Yep, there we go. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna keep trying this, and, I'll probably, you know, make cuts or whatever about when I, you know, succeed and fail and whatnot, but, yeah, okay, let's do it. Oh, please. Oh, please, come on, baby. Would you stop that? She's like, absolutely not. I will not stop that. Oh, there we go. Oh my god, that took so many tries. It took me like 3 more tries after that. Okay. Hi. Yes, listen. So strong. You could do it if you had the will. But could you raise your nail once, knowing its tragic conception and knowing yourself? Then do it, Ghost of Hallownest. Head onward, burn that mark upon your shell and claim yourself as king. Oh my god, my heart is racing so much because of that fight. But, claim myself as king, so she said... Okay. She says, we could do it could do it. I guess the thing that she thinks we're here to do. If we had the will, meaning if we want to, I suppose. But she says, would you do what this is if we knew what we were? If the knight knows what they are, would they want to do it? And go burn the mark. Okay, so this wind is coming from this direction, and it seems to be blowing that ash mold. So is this the corpse of the worm? And what does it remind you of, my friends? Might it remind you of that pronged crown? Because it sure reminds me of that. Just gonna, you know, walk right into a corpse and, like, burn a mark and mark ourselves as king. Inspect. There's that four-pronged crown. Marked by King's brand. Hallownest shall recognize a new ruler. The kingdom's gates will open. Marked by the King's brand. So she said, like, burn it into the... Oh, shit. Oh. Well, the knight's dead. Wait, no, they're not. Thanks, Hornet. Hornet and her tsundere ways. You just can't go that way anymore. Just that's... Oh wait, I'm not wearing my compass, but you just can't go that way anymore. Where you fought her is now completely, you know, blocked by ash and mold. But here, the King's brand, all the way over here. Marks the bearer as king. Hallownest's ancient places shall open before it. And it looks like, again, the four-pronged crown. So, what we just saw 100% confirms what Bardoon said, that the kingdom was created by the worm when it transformed. Our brilliant king of Hallownest is what remains of, or what, you know, that worm transformed into. And he was the king. And now we have his mark. And can do all sorts of things. Now, the thing is that I was planning to do more of this video, but I am running out of recording time just because, you know, of my mishap earlier. So actually I'm just going to go right back up there and save, put my exploring charms back on. And I think that's got to be it for this time, you guys. I hope that the video was still okay despite, you know, my problems, but I did, you know, show you really everything that, you know, that I had done before I lost my recording. And, well, we finally saw Hornet again and defeated her in combat, because that's the only way she allows us to continue to live and go around exploring this place. So next time we will once again continue through Kingdom's Edge. We are going to be checking out the... Oh wait, there's the map. We're going to be checking out the rest of the area that Cornifer mapped out off to the left of where we are now. And yeah, we're going to find out what's up there. Looks like it connects up with the City of Tears a little bit. And we're just going to continue our exploration after these huge revelations about the nature of the kingdom, where it came from, who exactly and what exactly the king is, you know, which is all just kind of really cool. So, you know, I'm still in a good mood about this video, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you will continue to enjoy my videos even when I have, you know, little blips on the radar there. So, until next time, have a good night, everybody.